Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're diving into my playthrough for the new treasure map, taking on Sabo and the Revolutionary Army. Now, we are over on stream, so a huge shout out to stream! How are we all doing today, homies? Well, thank you so much for being here. We've been streaming for quite a while since the release of the treasure map, and we've managed to make it to nav level 40. Now, I did want to try and get to nav level 50 on stream, but unfortunately, I was getting this weird bug and this service 404 error, so it just wasn't meant to be. So, we are here at nav level 40, and we are at the bonus map. With this particular treasure map, Bandai has just, thrown all the rulebooks out the window. They've made the bonus map of regular treasure maps the regular map, and they've made the bonus map just absolutely cracked. So, in today's video, we're going to dive into the bonus map. I'm going to show off my teams that I'm using to speed farm through the treasure map. But if you do enjoy the video, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you are new, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any anniversary content. We have so much coming and you don't want to miss any of it. With that said, let's dive into the 8th anniversary treasure map, bonus map, against Sabo and the Revolutionary Army. Let's go. Let's get it. So, as you can see, the bonus map looks a little bit like this. Now, it's kind of insane, as obviously you have all of your birds at the beginning, you have a bunch of crystal chests, but look how many bento boxes you have. You're basically guaranteed a meat refill on the bonus map, which is just ridiculous. You can fly through the middle, and on the regular maps, you have this many rainbow, chests, as you see here. They're all available on the regular maps. You have the point side on this side, but obviously, the big one you want to go for is the bento box side. I ideally want to take the rainbow chest side before the bento, so that way you can, stock back up. But nevertheless, as long as you're getting at least one, maybe two bentos, it is going to help you out drastically. A 4, very good roll. Once we do hit the treasure bird, it is going to trigger the interrupt, and that way we'll get Sabo coming in, and he's actually going to fight us on that second turn. So we're actually going to get to that fight, and then we'll fast forward until the Shanks mini boss. But we'll get the intrusion. So let's get that popping. Now, I do believe I'll be able to make it to Shanks in this many rolls. I'll get pretty unlucky if I don't. And if not, we might pick up a hunger tablet. Hunger tablets, fear tablets, shipbind tablets, they are all available in this treasure map. And most players will probably be farming up those crystal chests to get as many rewards as possible. So against Sabo, we are obviously utilizing the big old Quailan team that looks a little bit like this. We are rocking the double waifus. We have Yamato and Ace. We have the new Luffy. We have the treasure map character from last month that was Ulti, as well as the new Kaido. We're using the support of Perispero. Treasure map Perispero can lock striker characters' orbs, and it's very, very handy as this particular Sabo fight is very, very finicky if you don't have any of the new legends. So hopefully you guys did some summons. Hopefully you guys had some luck, and hopefully you picked up at least one of these characters, because they are so, so good for this. On stage 1, you get a bunch of cooldowns for, I think it's for strength, dex, and int characters. I totally missed what the actual cooldowns were for. But nevertheless, our whole team gets cooldowns anyway. On stage 2, we come up against Rebecca, who despairs our captain for 10 turns and gives us 2 turns of special reverse, which is annoying. Thanks to the waifus, we can remove the special reverse, which is great. And then Luffy gives us a full board of tandem slots, as well as locking those orbs. He gives us an orb buff, and he removes the despair. He's very, very good for this particular stage. So hopefully you guys picked him up. He's just an absolute dreamboat of a character. As you guys will see here, we are just going to tap our way through. Thanks to the color affinity, thanks to the orb buff, no issues taking down that particular stage. Once we move into the final stage, we come up against Sabo. Now, Sabo gives us a full board of strength orbs, and he makes them unfavorable. He also binds our middle row. So thanks to the super typing of the Boa, Nami, and Robin unit, we can remove the bind. We get a bunch of healing, which is great. We can get color affinity with their special, which works out very, very nicely. We have an attack boost with our Yamato and Ace for 2 turns, which is very handy because there's a revive mechanic. And then Kaido is going to turn all of these strength orbs into Wano slots. And obviously Wano slots do a lot of damage. Finally, we're going to wrap it up with the ulti special there. Ulti does a lot of damage, which is great. You can basically almost kill with ulti because you have so much overkill damage from the turn before. So it works out quite nicely there, especially in the earlier nabs. You can just blast that stage. Once you do kill Sabo though, he does actually have a revive mechanic, and he comes back with a 50 million barrier. But as you can see, with the new waifu unit, you actually have barrier pen, and it works quite nicely to just destroy that stage. Thanks to Ace Sabo with the 2-turn attack boost, it's all hunky-dory from there. So, as you can see, no issues with the big old Wailan team. That is the invasion versus Sabo, getting you the 1.5 times points, as well as getting you quite a lot of chunky points, to be honest. Like, this fight and the final boss is where you want to bring your high point boosted characters, because that way you get the most rewards possible. So 18 times points there, which is always good to see. And then we can sort of move on to Shanks. So I might just keep it rolling here, because we should be able to get to Shanks fairly quickly. Okay, we got a slot blind tablet, which is nice. Those rainbow chests are very, very nice because they have a lot of good stuff in them. We'll actually take a 1 because we're about to get some bentos as well, which is really, really cool. Some small ink bottles are actually quite valuable with level limit break because now, like, you can just get the stage 2 for free, which is super, super cool. Alright, taking a look at Shanks, one of the mini-bosses. The team I'm using is a Beast Pirates team, and it has Usohachi, V3 Kuzan, as well as Rogue and X-Drake on the team. We're using the support of Garp and Mr. 2, so that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, the idea here is to utilize the Beast Pirates to just, like, wave clear the first 2 stages. With the Beast Pirates, you can actually get a lot of cooldowns with their Captain ability, as well as their special giving a lot of cooldowns to strength and quick characters. On this stage, you want to bring someone to remove Special Blind, as well as bring someone that can remove damage reduction, as well as thresholds. That's what Usohachi's here for. And getting around the Special Blind, we have the support of Garp and the Sailor abilities of both your Rogue and Usohachi to remove 5 turns. It just saves me using a special here, and it works out quite nicely because Aokiji's going to be our orb booster later down the line once we get to those higher nav levels. X-Drake's our attack booster. We have color affinity thanks to the Beast Pirates as well. So Usohachi's great. He gives cooldowns for Kuzan as well, who actually needs a little bit of cooldown there, which is awesome. X-Drake gives chain boundary. He gives an attack boost. Beast Pirates give a color affinity boost, and then when we need it, we will have the orb boost as well. But because Shanks is on the map, he basically just melts. Like, he just melts, which is great. So that was the Shanks fight. Let's see how many bentos we can pick up, and then we'll fast forward to the final stage. All right, let's see how we go. So this is where it comes in clutch, because you can, like, pick up you can normally pick up 1 or 2 bentos if you get, like, a low roll. So that's a good roll for this particular point. Normally low rolls aren't great, but if we can get, like, another 1 or a 2, of course we get a 4. We just pick up another one. So there you go. We got 150% stamina recharge just on this roll. So let's fast forward to the end and let's check out the other mini-boss fights. Alright, so we made it to the end and we have the other mini-bosses. So the first mini-boss is actually Chopper. Now, I was using buggy teams against Chopper, and if you do fight Chopper on the map, I would highly recommend using a buggy team, but the scaling just gets too ridiculous. So now, I'm using Frankie and Chopper, which is pretty ironic, Chopper against Chopper. But on this particular team, we have the new Odin. He is basically essential to get around the barrier. So if you have the new 6+ Odin, or sorry, 5+ Odin, you want to make sure that you bring him. Zoro's our wave clearer for this particular fight. Works out nicely because he's a powerhouse slasher. Great buffs underneath the new V2 Frankie. And with the Dreadnought Sabo, we get a lot of HP. And as you can see, we're sitting over 100,000 HP, which is very, very nice. On the final stage against Chopper, he basically gives you block bomb orbs and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of attack down. He gives you 8 turns of attack down, and he has 3 turns of a barrier for 30 hits. Thanks to the Shogun Frankie, we can remove the attack down. Odin removes the barrier. We get overheal with Koala. And then what we can actually do here is we can pop the special of Big Mom twice, and we can actually kill. You have extra healing with Frankie as well. So after you use the first Big Mom special, you can actually use a Frankie special to heal back up, and then you do more damage with Big Mom if you need it in the later stages. Frankie also gives an attack boost. He gives an orb boost. You have color affinity with Koala. You're going to do a lot of damage there, and you're not really going to have too many issues. It's just about the orb manipulation that's a bit of an issue, but you could also use something like the Brûlé support on the Frankie and Chopper unit. On to the next mini-boss now. We're coming up against Luffy, and the team I'm using is led by Marco. Marco and Big Mom, as well as Katakuri, are the recommended characters, and they work really, really nicely here. So, we're going to use them. Marco is the XP captain as well, which is great for Treasure Map, because it helps with ranking up quite nicely, as well as using the anniversary ship to get a lot of juicy XP, so that way you can get more stamina to do more Treasure Map runs, which works nicely. Opera is boosted here as well. He's a fighter, so he works well underneath Marco. He gets all these cooldowns, and you can actually use his special twice to wave clear the first 2 stages. His special is so quick as well. It's a very good wave clearer, and he's great for Treasure Map. So if you have him, max him out, limit break, expand him. He's just an absolute demon of a character. On the final stage against Luffy, he turns into either an int or a Psy character. He also rolls back our specials, puts up 5 turns of defense, and gives us 5 turns of paralysis. This is where Katakuri is so good, because he removes all of that, basically. Luffy also has 5 turns of resilience, however, so I'm using Big Mom here. Big Mom has the end of turn damage. She gives us an orb buff, and she gives us Semler slots. Later down the line, we are going to need to use a Marco special, so that we have an attack buff. You can also use the Marco special on the turn before to get the chain boundary. But Marco special just takes 4 years, so I don't actually like using it. But eventually, we will need it, because the scaling will get to a point where we do need an attack boost. But as you guys saw there, Big Mom's end of turn damage would actually just destroy Luffy. And that way we can just move on to the next fight without even needing to attack with all our characters, which does help out a little bit. But you can use something like the Rare Recruit Sanji to remove the resilience if you are struggling with the Big Mom. Onto the waifus themselves, we are using the recommended characters of Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. Now, Luffy's really good for the final stage, but I'm actually utilizing him here where he's recommended because you want those tandem slots. We are using Zoro, we are using Sanji. I'm also using Kawamatsu and Caesar for wave clearing, which is very, very nice. Kawamatsu is really good because he gets around Despair and Special Blind, which is something you need to get around on the final stage. But Luffy can also do that as well. Now, if you get lucky with tandem slots on your first roll, you can actually do this a little bit nicer. But unfortunately for me, I didn't. So I'm just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Luffy special does take a little while to actually sit through, but you can use it as a wave clearing mechanic if you really want to. Something like that. I'm using Caesar, so as you saw there, Caesar has his special ready to go. But you can use Luffy as some sort of wave clearer, and that way you'll have those tandem slots on the final stage. On the final stage, he makes, the waifus make all colored orbs unfavorable. So you need the recovery orbs through Bond Clay, or you need tandem slots through Luffy. You get 5 turns of Despair, 4 turns of Special Blinds, and that's where Kawamatsu is actually really good here. And there's also 4 turns of damage reduction, so you need to remove that. Zoro's great because he can actually do that, super hunky-dory. And then you have like an orb boost with Luffy. You have extra chain buffs and stuff like that. But as you guys will see, just with the base stat boost that Luffy can provide with his super class, you do have enough damage there to just take out Hancock, Nami, and Robin. So, easy peasy waifu stage. You have more damage with the orb buff. You can use the orb buff at the end. Like, that will work absolutely fine as well. Or you can use it as a wave clearer and then use, like, Kawamatsu to just, like, clear up the boss fight there. You can also use Ace Sabo as well. I was using Ace Sabo for a little while for, like, a 1-pop special. But now I'm having to use more specials because the scaling is a little bit higher. Onto the final fight now. We do come up against Koala. So, Koala is the final boss. And again, we're using the big old Quailan team. But we're not using Luffy. Now, Luffy's a 1.4 times booster. Instead, I'm actually using the Rare Recruit Pudding and the new treasure map ulti from the previous treasure map. So my team looks a little bit like this. Let's dive in. Now, I'm not using Luffy because Luffy's just so good for that other fight. Eventually, I'm probably going to have to move Luffy onto this particular team, which might be a bit of a hindrance because I'm not sure how that other team is going to look. But we'll cross that bridge once we actually get to it. On this particular fight, on stage 2, you get a full board of block orbs. And that's why Luffy is really, really good. Because Luffy can rotate those block orbs into tandem. He can also lock them too, which is very, very handy. But for my team, I don't have a way of getting around the block orbs on this particular stage. What I have been doing is, though, I have been switching with my Ace Yamato to give them a matching orb, as well as apply the burn mechanic, and then use their special to get an attack boost, as well as a conditional boost. Now, Perona has 1 turn of damage null on this stage, so this is why using the pudding is really, really good to actually get around that, and then you can sort of take her out. Now, where I'm sort of at now, I have to attack with a couple of characters, but in the earlier stages, it was sort of just taking like 1 single shot from Ace and Yamato, and as time goes on, it's going to get like slower and slower. I might need to use something like the special of the waifus to allow pudding to hit fairly hard, because it's a bit arrogant that Perona's a side character, but look, it is what it is. On the final stage, Koala gives you paralysis and attack down, so the waifus are great there. We have the Brûlé support to give us a full board of orbs because we had those block orbs locked. Kaido turns them into Wano slots. He gives us an orb buff as well, which is great. Eventually, we can use stuff like the Akainu support to do more damage. And basically with that, like, we're just good from here. Like, it's just absolutely GG. So, there you guys go. That was my treasure map playthrough. Fairly fast run, to be honest. I think we've been clocking them at around like 8 to 9 minutes. In the back end of treasure map, so it has been fairly nice. But if you did enjoy the video, if you are enjoying treasure map, let me know in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me. If you are new to the channel or you haven't done so already, hit the big red subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss out on any anniversary content. We have so many showcases, we have so much PvP content, summoning videos, Kazuna's coming up as well. There's a lot of cool stuff to come. Most importantly though, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day, As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!